Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Tech Day. So we're here with Tech Life Weekly, and I'm here with my friend and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. We're here to help you get that business going and to, in what would you say, expose you to some wonderful tech tips and things that can help you do it faster, easier, quicker, simpler, because we don't like convoluted stuff. So, with that, sit back, relax, because it's all going to be in English. You're going to understand everything. And if not, you can always put a question in the chat and we'll do our best to clarify. With that, we want to get started. How you doing today, Fran?
Oh, I'm doing really well. Having fun with tech today.
Mhm.
We want to shout out to all of the ladies in the clubhouse. We got Dr. Tachi and LaShawn and LaShonda, I believe. But welcome to the clubhouse. And so, this day in tech history, is that what we're going to start?
We want to start with this week in tech history.
All right. So, my first story is February 8th, 2005. Doesn't seem that long ago. Google Maps is launched to the public.
Mm-hmm.
And with Google Maps, the writer of this blog says he never had to ask for directions again. Not that he did it anyway, but having Google Maps meant that you can. When's the last time you pulled out a paper map?
A physical map.
and plotted where you were going to go with a paper map?
I don't even know if you can find them on a regular basis. You have to probably have to really search to find a paper map.
Dr. Tachi, what were you saying?
I said 1996.
Wow.
Whoa.
Paper maps. I remember in real estate we had the Thompson map book.
Yes.
That was like gold. You had to, you had the map book and you get to, and they had to try and keep that stuff up too. Because, if they put in a new subdivision or something, you had to try and, it wasn't on the map book.
No, you couldn't update overnight like you can on the web. I know
Right.
that when I used to do field visits, we used that book to find people's addresses and to plot the day so that we wouldn't be wasting time, energy, and money to plan out our visits.
Okay, so now there's Google Maps. Is MapQuest still a thing?
Yeah, I don't know how many people use it though.
I don't know.
Yeah, because MapQuest was not fun. Yeah, Google Maps was a lot better. MapQuest was just like, ooh, this is difficult, painful. All right, next story. February 9th, 1963, the first flight of the Boeing 727 occurred on this date. For over a decade, it was the most produced commercial jet aircraft in the world. Then, February 9th, 1969, was the first flight of the Boeing 747. This was the first test flight of the Boeing 747. Interesting that they chose the same date 6 years after the first test flight of Boeing 727.
Interesting.
He doesn't know if it was a coincidence or if it was purposeful. He's asking, does anybody that works at Boeing have any idea on this?
I'm sure we planned for it to land that perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, so this is in the gamers world. February 9th, 1996, the Bandai Pippin is introduced, a little-known multimedia device using technology licensed from Apple Computer. It was an ill-fated attempt at a home video game console. It was 22nd on the PC World's list of the 25 worst tech products of all time.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. So there is a thing. It looks nice. You know, it kind of reminds you of the PS2
Oh, okay.
or PS, whatever. I was like, huh.
PlayStation.
Yes. Now we're getting into space.
Your
February
favorite subject.
1990, the spacecraft Galileo flies by Venus on its way to Jupiter. Galileo used by the flyby of Venus along with 2 flybys of Earth as a gravitational slingshot in order to reach Jupiter with the least amount of fuel. Okay. Okay, then we'll get back into space again. February 10th, 1996, world chess champion Garry Kasparov loses a game to the computer Deep Blue during a match set up using standard championship rules. This was the first time a computer defeated a world chess champion using these rules. Although chess computers had been, this is the author, although chess computers had been kicking his butt since 1980s. Kasparov went on to defeat Deep Blue 4-2 during this match. However, he lost to Deep Blue a year later, marking the first time a computer defeated a world chess champion in a match. Wow.
There you go.
I think some of those computers be cheating too, just saying.
I think also they can wear you down. They could stay powered up a lot longer than we can.
Yes. February 10th, 2009, the communication satellite Iridium 33 and Cosmos 2251 collide in orbit, destroying both. This was the first major collisions of satellites in Earth orbit, and they want to take us to Mars. Okay.
They want us to trust them. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing? Hey,
Yeah,
TJ.
February 11th, 1970, Japan launches Osumi, their first satellite. By doing so, Japan becomes the 4th nation to put a satellite in orbit. Okay, so
everybody goes, Is that right?
So February 11th, 1974, this stuff is about space from here on out. The first Titan Centaur rocket test launch fails. However, the test was successful enough that no more tests were performed, and this rocket design was used 6 more times successfully. Scientists are strange. Yeah, because I'm not understanding it. The rocket test failed. Okay, they didn't do any more tests, and they want us to go to space. Okay, February 11th, 1997, the Space Shuttle Discovery is launched on a mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope. This was the second of 5 missions necessary to fix the flawed telescope. In most states, the entire thing could have been replaced as a lemon. Oh, okay, the lemon law for cars. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is your
5 shots at something.
Yeah, that's your week in tech history. I'm still not going to space because they don't. Okay.
Fran, you're not a fan. We get it. You're not a fan
Well,
of
they
space.
need to show that they're committed to fixing stuff or something.
Well, my thing is, I think the ride's just a little.
Yes, Dr. Fauci said I'll be waiting a long time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. But at any rate, it is February and it is Heart Month. And so I have one story for you that I want to share. And then I'm going to let you go in case we get off the rails with this.
Okay,
and that is, you guys are familiar with the Tinder app?
Tinder?
Well, Tinder,
Yeah.
Tinder now has a new feature called Blind Date. And the feature wants you to judge the matches based on personality. Oh my gosh. In other words, they want you to see if you have something in common with these people, actually talk to them before you see their faces. So it says Tinder is adding over here on The Verge is where this article is coming from. It says Tinder is adding a new blind date feature, which I thought was interesting since it's Valentine's, um, that switches up the dating app's usual left to right swipe. This time you have to chat with other users before you can see what they actually look like. Oh my gosh. Blind Date is the latest addition to Tinder's fast chat lineup that features other features in the app experience. They've got some other things like some little games you can play to see if you have share an interest or what they call a passion. Anyway, with the feature, users will be paired based on what they have in common, answer prompts, play games. If both users decide to match, they will be able to finally see each other's photos. I thought that was a cute little feature, blind date. And
Mm-hmm.
so now you know Tinder wants you to actually talk to people before you match up with them. It says within the feature, Tinder uses questions to sort of, prompt conversation. Like, is it okay to wear a shirt blank times without washing it? Or I put ketchup on blank. If you aren't impressed by their answers, you can decide to pair with someone else. Okay, because I don't want anybody who's wearing a shirt multiple times. Anyway, design designed to be low pressure. Tinder says the app reflects the modern dating habits of Gen Z and also taps into their 90s nostalgia. Tinder claims that during the feature's early testing phase, users made 40% more matches
Hmm.
compared with other fast chat features that include profile and images, because basically you're just making a decision based on looks. Um, Promoting a user's chance of meeting someone they would overlook otherwise. So, US Tinder users can access this new feature now, and it will
Okay.
be available to global users in the coming weeks. So, there you go. You now have the chance to go on a blind date, which is
Is
interesting.
anybody, I was going to ask, is anybody using Tinder in the clubhouse or what have you? If you raise your hand, I'll get you up on stage too. Anybody? I mean, I don't.
Mhm.
Okay.
Anne has a comment here.
Dr. Tachi said she's never had.
No, and my area of research, my dissertation was on internet dating. So
Mm.
I'm always interested in like these. Now that the app game is here and the new app, what I don't want to do is register for these things to check
Yeah,
them out.
just to find out. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Anne says,
TJ.
laugh out loud. It's all blind dates on those apps. Some of them pics aren't real. That is so true. It's all
Oh
a
my
crapshoot.
goodness.
I forget. I agree. So that's what I wanted to share. Um, because I don't want us to go down the road. But what is this? Movie Pass is officially coming back. No, I'll talk about that next week. I got.
That was actually one of my stories for this week. So
Okay, cool. Then
Oh,
we'll get
good.
there anyway.
yes.
Good. So we'll get that news.
Woo.
Okay. So with that, I yield the floor to TJ.
TJ.
All right.
Woohoo.
Okay. I'm just go ahead because I'm doing I got a last minute thing I'm doing. Give me a
Okay.
You
second.
want to switch out with Dr. Tachi?
No, I just have to make sure I get my iPad to update the notes that I just put in. That's
Okay,
all. So just a
so
second.
question in the house. What new tech have anybody discovered, new apps or anything that you're using that you think is gonna be a game changer or is working for you? Because we're into 2022 February.
Well, I did read an article, Fran, about how people are going to be able to um, pay just using phone to phone encryption instead of having to have that terminal. You know how when you go and you have to tap the terminal at the store and that kind of thing to activate your card. Now Apple's coming up with a way for you to pay from phone to phone. You could skip the whole, having to take.
Just tap your phone to somebody else's phone in person.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you don't have to carry if you are a vendor or whatever, you don't have to carry that extra terminal. You can
Oh,
just
the little, like the square reader.
exactly. You won't have to have all of that.
Oh,
cool.
So that's coming. That's supposed to be coming out this fall.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, nice. All right, so yeah,
it is. I like the way they're cutting through these devices. Having to have all this extra equipment. The less equipment, the better for me. Go ahead, TJ. You ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. This is your social media updates for the week. We're going to start with Reddit. We rarely talk about them. So Reddit is going to expand the use of its Reddit Talks audio room option. Now they put this audio only chat rooms in the Reddit app before, I believe last year, but they're expanding to include recordings. They didn't have recordings before. So they outlined this in a post on Reddit's blog. This means you can now listen to previous talks as well as use playback tools that let you jump to certain timestamps, pause, unpause recordings, and fast forward or rewind them. So they're doing this to make it easier for users to record and distribute live podcast live sessions in Reddit. So as you know, Reddit is a app, and it also works on the desktop, so you don't have to have the app, and they're going to put that in the app version also. So they're going to also add the ability for listeners to raise their hands to speak, and a way for moderators to mute users and remove them as speakers in the audio room. So they're going to they're working on that. Now see, Reddit says they have more than 1,000 subreddits have access to the option, and they're saying it led to more than 250% growth in daily active listeners of Reddit talk sessions over the last 3 months.
So Reddit is pretty much following behind Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you know how it works in Clubhouse, it's going to work like that in Reddit.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you started a community, if you have a community all way in Reddit always before now, and you didn't make the jump to Clubhouse or Reddit, and a lot of these apps have done that. They put I'm still waiting for Facebook audio rooms. Is that what they're calling it? It hasn't rolled out yet. So
and some people have them, but they're like, if you have a certain number of followers, they gave you audio rooms on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook has the tech already in position. They had it before everybody else, and we still don't have overall access, because it would be great to go in your group and say, okay, we're going to have a conversation about something and just do it. That would be simple.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to care. And that's what happens when these apps are slow to roll out things to general users. After a while, we find something else that will, take its place. So, and then, we're not enamored anymore. So in trying to make it exclusive, you're going to exclusive yourself right out of users.
Right.
Because slow to roll. And then people like Dr. Tati says, she's right. People are they're going to move on to the next thing.
And because see, even over on Facebook, we're not getting a lot of activity over there. I think a lot of people have already made the shift to other things. Now they might be on Instagram doing a lot, but I'm not seeing a lot of activity on Facebook as much anymore. So are you all still on Facebook doing stuff? People in Clubhouse and people watching live on the replay? Are you still?
Facebook gets on my nerves. I just have to say, it is not keeping up with the times like they could. It is dinosauric, which is not a word, but I've made it one.
Dinosauric.
Yeah, that's the new word.
I like that.
I like it.
I don't see my audience. I mean, and you also have to know where your audience is. If your audience is on Facebook and you already cultivated a community there, then fine. But to build a new community off of an app that has touted itself for the longest time as friends and family and shifted its focus to that, I don't see how you're really going to be able to build anything well without a lot of effort. So for me, I'm where my audiences are, and they're on Facebook because of Mediascope, obviously, but they're more on Instagram and other places.
Right. And Dr. Tachi's absolutely correct. They're not, it's like going to the mall and they've shut the mall down and people are kind of walking around and there's no.
Right.
There's two stores left, the Sizzler and
Oh my gosh.
There's no more Sid, there's no more JC Penney's.
Look, Nordstrom left a long time ago.
There are no anchor stores.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, and it's becoming crickets over there.
Lakeisha has some comments.
She says, okay, I'm gonna go back to her blind dates. It's all blind dates on those apps. That was Anne. Lakeisha says, what's going to happen to these people that are not doing anything? And then she says, yes, I use Facebook for her Facebook parties. Yes, it gets on my nerves. I live stream through Zoom or StreamYard. And she said, I don't use it for new leads.
Right, because it's Facebook is not used for new. It's like Dr. Tati and Lakeisha said, if you already have your established community there, they're used to seeing you there.
Right.
Even though you may be on other platforms, and if you want to push them, like say the YouTubers, I love that Dr. Tati this week she was saying about our YouTube channel. You can watch over there, because sometimes I will watch on the YouTube channel, but I will watch on Facebook because it seems like everybody's there with the comments on Facebook.
Right.
So yeah, Facebook has a problem, and they've known it for a long time that they have a youth problem. And TikTok came along and just sped all that up. You saw, they talked about the quarterly earnings last week and all the stuff that happened and the stock went down. It was because now Facebook can't keep up the facade. Even though they bought Instagram years ago and they're trying Reels and they're trying to shoot some youth serum into their app. And plus all of the other stuff that Facebook's involved with, the privacy, the Cambridge Analytica, the political stuff. It's just not a fun place to be, but people are still there. So that's what I'm saying. Like they said, they have an established community there. So yes, put your content there. But if you're looking for newness and attention and where the eyeballs are, we've been talking about it for over 2 years. TikTok.
Right. TikTok. And then I got a question for you, like where you want to build your community, because we made the shift and have our community over on Circle. And Circle is a lot less noise. It is a whole lot less noise. And then there are some people who are on Discord and they were trying to move their community off of Facebook onto Discord. Although Discord is like, woo, that's a whole nother party. But
I think too, you had.
Go ahead, Dr. Tachi.
I'm on there quite a bit. Go ahead.
Dr. Tachi, go ahead.
Yeah, Discord, and this is the thing. If you're used to a very clean interface, Discord is going to boggle you because it's not clean. It was made for gamers who kind of think scattered anyway, so it works perfectly for them. So if you're looking for the interface is going to be clean, it's not. But there's a lot of value that can come out of Discord. I'm in 7 Discord groups at this point. I've been in Discord Discord since like early 2020. That's when I started using it. And then because I'm really interested in the NFT space, I've joined more. So it's very useful. It can be very useful, but there can also be a lot of noise if you're not used to it.
Right. But there is a lot more activity on Discord. Because I'm in 2. I just stepped into the water over there, and I was like, "Woo, okay." Where's the house? And
Discord is on the way up. I mean, if you wanted to get on something at like not the ground floor, but it's pretty, it hasn't like taken off yet, it would be Discord. And like Dr. Tati said, there's a lot going on activity wise, things to see, bells and whistles. But that and Mighty Networks is another one that if you're looking to move or and I would say gradually move from Facebook, because there's going to come time. Anybody remember MySpace? Remember that? It was hot and big, and everybody.
MySpace no longer.
And Facebook came along, so same thing is happening. I mean, TikTok, but do you want to? There's not a community tool yet on TikTok. It will happen, but it's like, okay, we're talking about. And Lakeisha says she doesn't use it for new leads. We're talking about, getting eyeballs and attention. It would be TikTok for the attention. And then if you wanted to grow your community, depending on how you wanted to do it, Discord's a good tool, but there's a learning curve. Or Mighty Networks if you want to pay, or a Circle. Those kind of communities are coming up. But just some work involved. If you've got people listening on Facebook, you got to push them gently. Like I said, Dr. Taji was mentioning, watch on YouTube. That's what you do. You say, hey, you might be watching on Facebook. Then you gently say, but we're over here. Come on over there. And you give them something extra, or there's something extra to go over there. So that might be the thing.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So let's move on to Snapchat. Snapchat has a new AR catalog powered shopping lens. So the lens is the some of the features in the Snapchat. So they're adding a new shopping lens that displays details about products. So it's an AR tool for e-commerce, and it lets brands use a single try-on lens to showcase a variety of products at once. I haven't seen this in action, but this is the news that they're announcing. So they're saying as the lens scrolls through the virtual application of the range of products offered, it will also provide information about the items being displayed. That would be price and any kind of other thing about the item. So they're saying brands can directly link their company's product catalog and display products in each of their campaigns, along with different ways to gather product and line feedback data to brands in real time. So this is that's something like the back end of it. If you're the brand, what would be the advantage? But on the other side with the users, Snapchat people, Snapchat users like to use the lenses and the fun thing and everything. So this is a way for brands to get in on that. So they're starting to add that in Snapchat. So they want to create a more engaging shopping experience, which is it's kind of a good thing. So here the company states that it allows brands, this is their quote, generate a commerce lens in as fast as 2 minutes, and beauty brands can do it in a few clicks. At launch, this quick click accessibility in Lens Web Builder will be available to beauty brands and will roll out to other product verticals in the coming months. So you have to use something called Lens Web Builder to build the lens, and then it goes into the app, and then the users use it. So that's more like a back end for the company or the business that wants to get involved with it. All right. So here's another one. LinkedIn. We don't really talk about them because Lens LinkedIn tests new option to switch off political posts in your feed. So they're testing a way for users that will provide a way to simply switch off all political related posts and updates. I had a little screenshot, but I didn't cue it up. I'm just explaining. So you go to your feed preferences in LinkedIn, and there'll be a question that says, do you want to see political content in your feed? And then you just click the little button and you don't see any political content in your feed. So what it does, it looks for keywords and signals from users, as well as input from LinkedIn editorials team to identify political posts and eliminate them for your feed. Users will also soon be able to block posts on certain topics from appearing in their stream. So this is just the beginning. They're starting with political topics. Because this is one of the complaints from Facebook users that, and we got into the whole last few years of political news and fake news and this and this and that. So people were like, the experience of using the app is bad for me because the people I follow are posting political stuff I don't agree with or whatever. So they don't want to see that. So Facebook doesn't do anything about it. LinkedIn is saying, okay, we're going to give you an option. You won't see any political posts in your feed based on how they are going to do it with probably AI and real live people the editorial team looking at posts.
Well,
Okay.
LinkedIn ought to do it because I don't know if you all have noticed, but I've said this before. Some of LinkedIn users are some of the most deplorable human beings I've ever seen. And there's a lot of political speak, and you think, and this is supposed to be a professional app for the most part, yes, it is. But then there's that LinkedIn underbelly that comes out there. So that's a reason, they don't come up with these measures for no reason. So that means there's an inordinate amount of political speak and political hatred and all sorts of things flying around on LinkedIn. And remember, I know I'm tired of it, so I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I was not aware of that because I don't use LinkedIn a lot.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. What happened, and like I said, the last few years with the certain administration before this, a lot of people decided to move from Twitter to LinkedIn to bring that political discord. Like Dachi said, they're coming in now. It wasn't like that before this previous administration.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that who it is.
And could it be because whatever that app that they were using, Parler, got shut down, and so now they had to try and
they were searching for places.
Could be it was that, but I think it even predates Parler, like before. Like let's go back, was it 2016, whatever this person?
Yeah.
So so that's what they were doing. They were looking for a new home, and for some reason they decided to go to LinkedIn because over in LinkedIn, it was professional job resumes, and now is business professional discussions. And I guess they felt like, well, we can just come in here and shoehorn out things in here because nobody's going to stop us. So LinkedIn kind of got caught with the pants down, I say, with that. So, but
they weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. Tashi, with your question.
So, Terry, with that, looking at that fact, it always surprises me that I'm like, we can see where you work and what you do. Why LinkedIn? Why was that? Because that's the place where people, I guess, purport themselves to be the most authentic because they're either trying to make connections professionally, trying to look for a job. So all of these people that I see, they have their, what they do, who they are. They have their whole resumes and they still, do these things. So why LinkedIn when they know that most people have personal information about themselves that's supposed to be professional? Why would they choose LinkedIn?
Well, that's a good question. One, they could be on as a fake persona. That's one answer. Two, they don't care. Like their job isn't going to censor them, or they don't really care. They're just, because these kind of people that put their political beliefs out like that, they're really they're sturdy in their belief. They don't really care. Like, I'm gonna let you know what I think, and I don't really care what you think. So could be some of that. And again, like I said, LinkedIn didn't. You're like, who would think? Like, we're over here talking about business this and management that, and here comes somebody with their, their little political belief posts, and LinkedIn didn't think anything about it. But now it's like, what is that? The weed that came in secretly and now it's entrenched and you can't get it out the garden kind of thing.
Well, Terry, I think also one of the things could be they want to be identified by one another. so that they can do business with one another in that bubble of political discourse.
That's true too. And that's what we have to look at it. That there's a part of America, the United States, where they believe in that and they do business with each other. So again, that's another option.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, but then you're missing out on other business because I see you too, witch.
You see, they don't care. We're in the era of they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we had January 6th. They don't care if we see them anymore. They're going to do what they're doing because they're mad.
And call it what they want to call it.
They're mad and they're going to do it out in the open. They don't care anymore.
It's not insurrection, it's political discourse, depending on who's telling the story.
They call it, they don't call it insurrection. They call it, they want to call it something else. Mm-hmm. And they want the government to call it something else. But, you know, we're getting off. Let's get back into social media. But that's it. There's a myriad of reasons. And I think that it was LinkedIn, you know, they snuck up on LinkedIn and sucker punched them in the back of their head and they didn't know. Because you're thinking, because the LinkedIn should have been looking for this, but they weren't. So this stuff is happening with, you know, years happening on Facebook. Facebook was like, we don't care, do whatever. They didn't stop it. Twitter tried to stop it, and then they got mad and decided to go to LinkedIn because it was an open space, and LinkedIn wasn't looking. And they punched them, and now they're there. So now this is what they have to do, and believe me, it's not going to stop with political posts. It'll be, and this is the wording that they're giving. I'm like, that's the door opening to, you know, be able to stop seeing posts about sports or stop seeing posts about this topic or that topic. So we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So that's what LinkedIn is up to. Let's move on to YouTube. Now, a few weeks we talked about YouTube getting into NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I think that was a few weeks ago and we talked about it. So now they're giving more information. They're saying they're going to launch new creator tools to allow creators to sell content as NFTs, so fans can own the video or own videos.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to. So this is a blog post this week. YouTube's chief product officer Neil Mohan wrote that the expanded creator monetization tools would include selling NFTs. So he's saying that this is going to open up new opportunities for creators. And here's this quote: "We believe new technologies like blockchain and NFTs can allow creators to build deeper relationships with their fans. Together, they'll be able to collaborate on new projects and make money in ways not previously possible. So the expanded tools will give a verifiable way for fans to own unique videos, photos, arts, and even experiences from their favorite YouTube creators."
Okay, so anybody want to buy a few episodes of this Chicks TV?
It's possible.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
It's possible.
It is. I think what needs to happen is that this is what I fear. That everybody's trying to get into this NFT game because they see the billions that have been made already. But do you understand the space?
I do not understand it.
Would come in and understand the space, but you know, when you go, for example, you go on OpenSea or you go on Rarible, and you see all of these different things, these different collections. I hope they have somebody working with them that understands this and that type of thing. Because it's like, all right, well, when you buy NFTs, you can't just use regular US dollars. You have to use Ethereum. Do you have, are you going to be able to hook up a way for users to also buy Ethereum? You know, so it's a whole big thing beyond we're just offering NFTs. And I'm sure they're looking at it, but I'm like, just thinking out loud. Are they understanding what it actually takes to get that going?
Right. I agree.
We have a question, and I'm going to make it two questions. Lakeisha asked, what is NFT? And the second part of that, what is Ethereum?
Okay, so an NFT, excuse me, an NFT is a non-fungible token, and it's built on the blockchain, which is a digital ledger system tied into cryptocurrency. I hope that didn't confuse you. So don't worry about all of that. Just know NFTs is a non-fungible token. And so instead of saying non-fungible token, we say NFT. Right now, it's connected to artwork and graphics and things like that. But because it's built on the blockchain, which is on cryptocurrency, it's going to go beyond the art world where it is now, if that makes sense.
Yes, because someone I ran across.
And Dr. Tachi, add in what I left out, because I know she knows too.
So Ethereum is actually a type of cryptocurrency that you can purchase, and primarily NFTs are purchased with Ethereum. So what you have to do is go on a marketplace where you can buy Ethereum, Coinbase, for example, MetaMask, and you basically trade, turn in your US dollars and you buy Ethereum. So Ethereum, I think right now is $1 equals 0.0000 something like that Ethereum. So you just trade it in, and that's what you use to buy NFTs, and that's also what you use to create a collection. So you're an artist, or you have things that you want, and you want to create a collection. Well, you could create it on a place like OpenSea, but you have to have Ethereum, because I won't get too deep into it, but there are fees associated with that called gas fees. You have to have enough to pay for that, and then also all the fees, which are like transaction fees. So that's another reason to ask. I'm like, how are you going to handle that? How are you handling gas? How are you doing that? So there's so much to it. But Terry, I also wanted to tell you, I'm sure you've heard about the NFT sale that's a house. Also,
yes, I heard about it.
Yeah. So somebody was buying houses that wanted to live next door to Snoop Dogg or something. I was like, okay, here we go.
But
digital real estate. Is that
real estate.
Is that what you're referring to as digital real estate?
Digital real estate.
Yes.
I saw an ad about that today, and I was like, "What is that?"
Web3, in the digital world. Terralina, are you familiar with because your grandchildren play it? What is the game?
Fortnite?
No, the other one. It starts with an M. Roblox and the Minecraft and stuff like that. Think that when you think about digital, buying a digital real estate.
Okay, so you're buying like real estate in, what was the old school thing that before
Monopoly?
Minecraft? No, the old school one online.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember it.
Sims, yes, Sims. Yes. You can go buy. You bought a house in Sims. And you go buy
in digital world, yes. You bought plots. You could buy a pre-built house, or you could build your own the way you wanted it. You could buy these things.
And that's what's going on in Roblox. Yeah, you have to buy the
staircase. Yeah, so that's what I was telling you. If you know how you've seen the Roblox, think of that when you think of digital real estate and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you have to remember that with Ethereum, with cryptocurrency, you have to have a crypto wallet. That's the key. You have to have a wallet, and the different types of wallets. And when you have, that's where all your Bitcoin and everything goes. That's how you make purchases and everything. So you definitely have to have that.
And so we had a story a few months ago where Ralph Lauren made clothing.
Oh yes, for
the Roblox or whatever. So they're already in NFTs selling fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people jumping in, and we talked about this, I believe, last week or the week before that. It's the Wild Wild West. So don't get upset or panic because you don't know what this is. It's still being worked out. It may in 2 years, we may not be talking about NFTs. We may be talking about something else, but it's going to be connected to think about blockchain and cryptocurrency, those two things. And there's two parts to this. You can buy and sell and trade coins, investing side, and then we're talking about the creative side, which I believe, like the blockchain and cryptocurrency, that's where we're going with IP, intellectual property, which means movies. See, YouTube is getting into that. Books, anything creative where you have your intellectual property, it has to do with copyright. So we're still in the very, very, very early stages. Don't feel like because you don't know it. Don't worry. It's the beginning. It's the beginning. It's like the gold rush. Remember, everybody was going west. That's what this is.
Woo. The Wild Wild West.
Don't worry about it. But just NFT, not just remember NFT, non-fungible token. The blockchains, the digital ledger where everything is recorded. I explained it as provenance. When you're buying art, there's a provenance that comes with art pieces that explains the history of the ownership. Just do that, and get a crypto wallet. And Dr. Tati mentioned Coinbase, OpenSea, Rarible. So those things. But other than that, just let it go. Because we're in an early stage. Everybody doesn't know everything. We're still working it out. So
no, you're right. It's still very early, which is
very
why
early.
If you can, it's good to get in on the ground level, because what has tended to happen with technology and people of color is we come in at the tail end when everybody else has already made their money or staked their claim. And that's what I don't want to happen with us and Web3. I really want us to be actively involved in understanding, even if you don't understand, because not everybody understands everything. Be open and willing to, how can I get a stake of this claim for legacy? Or, so.
And that's what they did in the Wild West. They took a stick and a flag. Let me go. This is mine right here.
So how do we do that with crypto? You get a wallet. You can buy the physical wallets where you is more encryption. I don't want to get into deep with it, but get one that's free. Just do a search for crypto wallet or go to Coinbase. That's a good place to learn. But get yourself a crypto wallet. You don't have to put anything in it, but you'll have one set up. And the thing with crypto wallets, you get a key. And if you lose that key, that's when you hear about people losing Bitcoin because they lost the key. And there's no one has the key but you. And it's a set of characters. And if you forget that, then there's nobody to call. So So just read up on it. Be careful. See if this is what you want to be involved with. Like I said, there's an investing side. That's when you hear the price of Bitcoin going up and down. That's the investing side. But the NFT side is the artist and the creative side where people are creating content and other things. So YouTube is getting into that. So that's what's happening with people. That's their. If you're creating YouTube videos, that's your IP. You're creating it. Ownership. It has to do with where we're going online with digital ownership. Just remember that. And today is NFTs. Tomorrow could be something else. That's just how volatile it is. Just it's on the news all the time. Just listen to the news or Yahoo. Go to Yahoo Finance. That's a good place. Coinbase. That's another place. But there's tons of places, tons of things online to learn. All right. So YouTube is getting into that. They're also adding some features to copy TikTok and Twitch. So they're going to start monetizing shorts. Creators will be able to reply and also will be able to reply to comments with short videos. With Twitch, they're going to launch the feature they're copying from Twitch. They're going to allow or launch collaborative live streaming so creators can go live together. And they're also testing giving paid memberships as gifts. So some of the things that YouTube announced this week.
So going live together would kind of be like what Reels, well, not Reels, Instagram does when you can bring
yeah. So they're just copying from the other. So just be on the lookout for that. All right. So Twitter is testing multiple video playback speeds. That's one of the options they're putting in that you've seen it where you can speed it up or slow it down. So they're doing that. On Android and the web, not iOS yet. That's to be announced. So they're this for tweet videos, amplified videos, voice tweets, videos and DMs, and video live replays. Okay. Also, Twitter is starting testing the downvote button globally on iOS and Android. We talked about this. They were going to put a downvote button where you could downvote a tweet but it really doesn't do anything. It's just a signal to Twitter that this is content that you don't like or you don't agree with. So it's negative votes, and it won't function as public dislikes or change anything about the replies or the content. It's just reaction to replies sent privately.
This is going to be interesting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So their downvotes they're going to use it to understand the types of replies you find relevant in a conversation so we can work on ways to show more of them.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be individualized. Okay.
Right. I don't think the downvote is public. I think the author of the tweet sees it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking at it as a way for users to report content they don't like or undesirable content. It doesn't really remove it or anything. It's just a Twitter signal in the background.
It's like an alert for them to go.
Yeah, and they go, oh, something's happening with this tweet. Let's go check it out, and they go and see what it's about and whatever. But it's not going to delete anything or remove anything.
I'm wondering what the end goal for Twitter is for that, because we have proven as a society that we don't know how to behave responsibly.
True.
Help us, Father.
She's a help us, Father.
Use it. So not that it's there they're supposed to be for good, and then we'll abuse it, and then a whole bunch of people. Let's all go and downvote. We don't know
exactly.
How to do it. So I'm wondering.
That's what was going through my mind, Doc.
And see, the thing is, it's not public. When you download a tweet, it's not a public thing. Like, on YouTube, it's a public. Like, remember the likes and the dislikes? That was a big thing. And they took the number away.
It's still an opportunity to bully behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You're right. But it won't be public facing. It'll be the author of the tweet will see it and Twitter will see it. Mm-hmm. So again, I don't know where they're going with this. Like Dr.
I was going to say,
where are they going with it?
We don't know what they're going to do with the info. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Internally, I guess. All right, so let's move on to TikTok. TikTok is testing age restriction for younger users' recommendations. So they're doing some age restrict of content in its app because they're trying to beef up the safety features for teens and under 18. They say the goal is to shield younger users from mature content or other potentially inappropriate videos. So the content will be classified based on content maturity and thematic comfort zones. This is according to TikTok's global issue policy lead. And here's a comment from her. So she's saying, when the system is fully launched, content that we've identified as containing overtly mature themes could be restricted from teens. And they're saying they're going to be able to choose the comfort zone or content maturity level that they would prefer to skip or opt into. And this is in an innovation phase. They're just in the beginning of it. But what they want this to be is like the ratings used for film, television, and video games. So and here's a quote from this person. We know that there's family-ish content, there's teen-ish content, there's adult-ish content.
Well, so they need to put ish together. Go ahead.
So they want to say, here you go. You can pick for yourself what is that category that you feel more comfortable with. So also parents could possibly control these preferences for their children in their family pairing settings. And one more thing, this is like YouTube. They're going to work on a feature that for creators that would allow them to mark whether their videos are intended for adults or younger users. Just like YouTube, you have to determine, is this channel for kids or not? So they're doing the same thing there. Okay, and they're saying it could take some time for these features are widely available. They're just working on it. They haven't fully decided how they're going to do it, so they're working on it.
You know what? I do like the fact that YouTube has a separate app, has YouTube.
The YouTube Kids?
Yeah, YouTube Kids, because at least it's an alternative to just blanket access.
Well, see, here again, we're getting a popular app that is gaining and popping. People putting all kind of content. So not Twitter, TikTok has got to go, oh, wait a minute. So now we got to start categorizing this for people who you're not supposed to see that, but it's there. So they're trying to figure it out themselves. TikTok trying to figure it out. Okay. All right. So TikTok is also introducing something called Instant Page. It's a landing page feature. It will be for when you're running ads. So it's a new way to maximize business engagement and provide revenue opportunities in the app. So this is from the TikTok for Business blog, because you know there's a separate TikTok for Business whole section with ads and tools and things. So they're announcing a new instant page shop and display option that will allow brands to connect their ads to a lightweight mobile landing page. The landing page is integrated within TikTok and simplified so that it loads up to 11 times faster than other sites. So basically, this is going to be the link tree, link in bio.
Yes.
For the ads, but this is for ads. So this instant pages will allow users to view videos and images, swipe through carousels, or click on buttons to explore another destination, all without leaving the TikTok app. There's the key. Remember I said about social media apps? They want to keep you in their app. This is why Instagram didn't give us that swipe up link and all of the other things, because they want to keep people on Instagram or Facebook, or they want to keep you on the app. So they're just admitting
it. We're gonna tell you up front. We just want you to stay right here.
Yeah. So businesses, you set up this instant page through TikTok Ads Manager. So again, you're doing ads, and you instead of a link in bio or a page, whatever, you can't decide what page on your website. Well, they're saying, hey, we're going to build you a landing page right in TikTok. So they want to keep you there. And that's it. All right. So Instagram is rolling out your activity and security checkup features. So the your activity section makes it easier to remove past posts and interactions from the app. It's like a bulk delete. So it'll be a your activity tab in your app that allows users to see and manage their activity. And they started testing it last year, so they're rolling it out. So you'll bulk delete your content and interactions. This includes posts, stories, reels, comments, likes, stories, sticker reactions, and more. Users will also be able to sort and filter their content and interactions by date and search for past comments, likes, and story replies from specific date ranges, all within this new Your Activity tab. All right. Also, the security checkout feature, it is just a couple of steps that lets you check login activity, review profile information, confirm the accounts that share login information, and also update your account recovery information such as phone number or email address. And you get all of this by going into your settings. So you and the screenshot they have, like if you need help logging in or getting back in, you lost your password or whatever, you can choose 2 friends and put them on the list, and then they'll be able to help you out. So that's just one of the things under security checkup for Instagram. All right, so we're moving on to Meta, Facebook, which is Facebook. Meta is introducing personal boundary between avatars to protect users from harassment, because there was some things going on. I think I read this week something about some kind of assault happening in Meta with the avatars or something. I didn't get the details, but they're putting a personal boundary feature to protect users. This safety tool it's within VR spaces, horizon worlds, and horizon venues. It will create a personal space of 4 feet around avatars. It's a buffering measure, and you put it in, and it will act as an invisible barrier between users, so no one will be able to get close to your avatar. Okay. This is for your personal space in Horizon Worlds and Horizon Venues. They're VR spaces.
So somebody can't just run up on you
Right.
and hit or do anything.
Right. They can't
with your
get
avatar.
you have a personal space. I think I've read this week something about someone, an assault or something in one of these virtual worlds. There was an actual assault with the avatars.
So now we need to have law enforcement in
Mhm.
the virtual world.
In the virtual world, yeah.
I said, we don't know how to act. We can't have
Yeah.
that.
They don't know how to act.
So I hope people are not expecting this virtual world to be a utopia, because the same idiots who came from World 1 are going into World 2.
Exactly. What's happening in real world is happening in virtual world. So Meta put that feature in. This is my personal boundary space. All right. And the last thing from Meta, Messenger has added new features for Valentine's Day, split bill payments and extended voice messaging. So they're putting in voice messages. It's adding the capacity to preview your voice messages before sending, while it's also increasing the duration of voice messages from 1 minute to 30 minutes. This is in the Messenger app. They're also adding split bill payments, which would come in handy. They're saying it's coming in handy for your Valentine's date. So they had a whole screenshot of a conversation in Messenger, and then the split payment, and you put the money in and you send it, and all kind of stuff. So
No.
what it is, you can request that a total payment amount be split between members of a chat. Messenger will then allocate the required amount to each user. So that'll put it in, and I guess it make it easy for Valentine's Day date when we're splitting the bill, I guess.
That's my whole thing. Ain't somebody supposed to pay and not be concerned about splitting?
I don't. This is Messenger. I guess they're trying to get into Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what Messenger is doing, and then they also have Messenger Kids has some virtual Valentines, so kids can share virtual Valentines with approved contacts using new AR effects, photo frames, and sticker packs. So there'll be little, cute little Valentine's Day things for the kids to do in Messenger Kids. I don't know any kids using Messenger Kids, but
I don't even know when the kids are on.
I don't know. They're,
So it seems like, okay, so Messenger is actually separate from Facebook now.
Yes.
I know that it is, but because it was all jumbled up before, now they have it over here.
Right.
This is
so the thing with Messenger is you can use the separate app. You can go to Messenger on your desktop separate from Facebook, or you can see your messages within Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But to get all of these, things that they're adding, I think you have to use the app.
Yep.
To get it. Okay, and that's your social media updates for the week.
Wow.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Dr. Tachi.
Hey, good afternoon now for us on the East Coast. Still morning for you on the West Coast. Actually, early morning in the West Coast. Let's talk media, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, well, I did want to talk about the fact, again, the NAB show is happening in April. If you are interested in going to see 500 plus exhibits, you can get a free exhibits pass. It is, again, the largest show of entertainment, media technology, I would say in the world. Happens at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and it is happening, what is it? April 23rd through 27th. So you can get a free exhibits pass, and the code to do that is M as in Mary, P as in Paul, the number 0, the number 7. So MP07, and you get a free exhibits pass. All you have to do is register. And I'm telling you, if it's something that you feel comfortable doing now during the pandemic, I would go. I don't, so that's why I'm not going, but definitely I'm hoping next year to be back and reporting live from the show floor. So check out the NAB show. You can go to nabshow.com to check it out.
Will there be a virtual? Are they doing hybrid, or is it all live?
I have not seen anything about hybrid as of yet. I would have thought that they would, but all I see is in person. So they may decide to do some sessions virtually rather than the entire thing. We'll see. So I'll keep checking to see if they add any virtual components, but I have not seen anything about virtual yet. But I do have a contact at NAB. So I'm going to email her and say, hey, are we doing anything virtual? And then I'll let you know.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's keep moving. Somebody mentioned Moviepass. Let's talk about Moviepass. Moviepass is officially coming back, this time without the firm that ran it into the damn ground. So 2 years after they basically crashed and burned, co-founder Stacy Spikes is determined to bring it back. Spikes says that Moviepass will return this summer. So the company was recently bought by Spikes after his unceremonious ouster from Moviepass in 2018. They held their launch event yesterday at the Walter Reed Theater Lincoln Center in New York City, and he wasted no time by addressing what was happening. So the firm that Helios Matheson Analytics, they were infamous for being the parent company of Moviepass, and they managed to blow the entire thing up shortly after the firm bought it. So Moviepass was a startup, if you remember, at first.
Yes.
Then Helios Matheson Analytics acquired them. They ran it into the damn ground. Stacy Spikes, who was one of the co-founders, bought it back. And this time they're trying to do it right. So Spikes said this: a lot of people lost money, a lot of people lost trust, and he was saying that he was among those that were hurt by the company's mismanagement. So, and I could see that. That would be, even if you sold it, right, and you said, okay, this is not, we're selling it, relinquishing it to you. It's something you started. So it is a little bit hurtful when somebody runs it into the ground. And that's the thing you have to think about. When you sell your startup, are you really willing to relinquish everything? Or are you going to be in your feelings when they make mistakes and missteps? Because really, technically, it's not your company anymore.
Right.
Unless you retain the right somehow, or retain a stake in it. So, no, they sold the entire thing. He bought the entire thing back. And if you remember, in 2020, the parent company went bankrupt. It's such a great idea. And I'm like, how did they do that? So he says, we're looking at this from another point of view. And they're planning, in the relaunch, they said they're planning to run the business like a co-op. So he said that Moviepass users will be able to hold partial ownership of the company with the most premium tier, inclusive of a lifetime subscription. So if you have the most premium tier, that would be a lifetime subscription. According to The Verge, the event was a little bizarre at some times, it's interesting. He said that the relaunch under his vision, or the new vision, will be powered by Web3 technology. And as you know, this Web3 we're talking about is a metaverse or multiverse, basically. Moviegoing is not going anywhere. Cinema is not going anywhere. Moviepass 2.0 is also going to work on a tiered system. And apparently he shared images of the new app and the credit-based system, and it will vary based on things like peak movie-going hours. So their ambitions for subscribers are what? What the hell do you want to do? Well, they're saying they're being very ambitious. He wants to claim 30% of the moviegoer market by 2030. That's what he wants.
So he still has to work with the theaters or the people who created the movies, right? To make that stuff work, because now Regal has the same thing going on, where you can get passes for 3 different level of passes at Regal Cinemas.
Exactly, and this is the uphill battle. So had this whole company not imploded and exploded simultaneously, this probably wouldn't even be a conversation. But because you've shown that this is possible, Why would theaters now contract with you when they could do their own type of thing? So that's correct. That is the uphill battle.
Okay.
So, and just to do this, he kind of shrugged off in the event existing subscriptions, as you mentioned, launched by individual theaters. And he's suggesting that Moviepass would offer more options and more flexibility than a single exhibitor could. Which makes sense, because since they folded, they've launched their own subscription models, as you said. But so now Moviepass is coming, Johnny come lately, or Janiqua come lately, back to the party. But I think they're going to really have to offer things that one exhibitor could not do. So if they were smart, the exhibitors, Regal and AMC and Cinemark, they would all get together and make some kind of pass, that interchangeable pass. Or if you pay more, you also get access to this and this. Because as it is right now, it's for one theater chain only, the ones that have these programs. So, I don't know. It's going to be an uphill battle. We'll see.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So, let us move on and talk a little bit about Amazon. I mentioned this on Wednesday, that in case you are, wanting to get Amazon, it's going to come at a higher price for you. Amazon Prime, that is, because they are up 17%. The yearly or the annual subscription is $139 now, up from $119. So it's gone up $20 for the yearly. Now, say you're like, oh, that doesn't affect me, I have the monthly. Touche. That has gone up from $12.99 to $14.99. So you too will be paying. You too, Brute, will be paying more. The price increase is actually going to take place on February 18th for new subscribers or new Prime members, and after March 25th on the date of your next renewal if you are a current Prime member. So here's the thing. All of this, this has gone up because they have a lot that they have to pay for. And I mentioned two things in particular. Number one, the fact that they spent $13 billion on original content and music for Amazon Music, artists. And then number two, the base salary, the base maximum salary for tech people at Amazon and management and management like executives is going up to $350,000 per year, up from $160,000. So that's more than double. So that's the reason Amazon is increasing prices. And money has to come from some damn where. Silence from the masses.
Just laugh.
I mean, everybody's prices are going up.
Yep.
Yeah, they can cite all sorts of expenses and etc. But I mean, I can't see a reason for that. And with the price of with the salaries going up, I would be willing if that a lot of that was going to the people that worked at the fulfillment centers. Even though you do need tech people, you do need executives. I'm not saying that they're useless, but the ground on the ground work done on a daily basis is by the people in the fulfillment center. So that's what I would like to see get significant raises. And they are supposed to get raises, but they did not mention how much, and that's supposed to be globally. So let's talk a Harris poll. More Americans are streaming than watching pay TV. This is good news. So let's talk a little bit about this. This is a new survey conducted by the Harris poll on behalf of TransUnion that found that more Americans are streaming than watching cable and satellite TV, and that they are more engaged with programming and ads on streaming services. So between mid-November and mid-December 2021, 70% of Americans who watched TV during that time streamed, including 82% of 18 to 54-year-olds, according to to this survey TV technology. So in contrast, only 56% of Americans who watched TV during that month did so via cable and satellite. And the gap was even bigger among younger audiences. Only 35% of those under the age of 35 who watch TV said that they watch cable or satellite. And in addition, 67% of those who use both streaming and pay TV said that they prefer streaming. Well, so your visions of grandeur are not coming back to fruition yet, cable. So, not so fast.
I think more people want it on demand. I want to watch it when I want to watch it, not when you decide to put it out.
Exactly. And cable does have that if you have Comcast or whatever. There are some on demand, but I believe that there are costs associated with that if you want to be able to watch programming on demand. It's like a higher tier. So why do that when you don't have to? I've got, because it's already time, so I've got one more story for you, I think. Yes, let's talk about this. I talked about this on Wednesday. For those of you that are fans of Wendy Williams, she is not returning back to her talk show this season. As you know, Sherry Shepherd, there have been a bunch of people that have been filling in for Wendy Williams. Sherry Shepherd has been the main one, and she's actually nearing a deal for her own talk show. So in terms of Wendy's show, the future of the show is in flux, right? Now, they've said that it's Lionsgate Dunbar Mercury, right, who is the producer of this. They've said that if she's in good health and wants to come back, that they would accept her with open arms. But, that remains to be seen. Meanwhile, Sherry Shepherd is in advanced discussions with Lionsgate's Dunbar Mercury for her own daytime talk show. And if Wendy Williams does not come back and the show ends up going away, it could possibly replace Williams's series. So that's what's happening with on the Wendy Williams front for those of you that are Wendy Williams aficionados.
Well, I think that's a smart idea on the production Mercury Dunbar to have a show already, because you can't just put a show up like that. It's got to be months in advance. So they're planning now for September, just in case. Like, okay, in case Wendy's not okay, we got this new show that we could put in her slot. So I think it's smart on their end.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I know that she's had Graves' disease for a very long time. So I don't know if it's the flare-up of the Graves' disease that's doing this or something else, but wishing her well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So thank you, Dr. Tachi and TJ and Terry. This has been a
enlightening
and insightful conversation today. And Lakeisha is saying, with regard to cable, so cable is shifting to more streaming connections. And then regarding Wendy Williams, the rates must be just as high or higher than Wendy's, so that it would make sense to continue with Sherry Shepherd.
Right.
Yep, because we connected to Wendy's personality.
And she's been in the business a long time, so
she has. And I was saying on Wednesday that I've been listening to Wendy for a very long time. Actually, since the days of Hot 97, or as they like to say, she's Shot 97.
Yeah.
Somebody was always getting shot over there.
It was must listen radio, and I did listen. We did listen here in New York, because that was when she had the Whitney Houston interview. We were wow. It was just wow.
Right. So she's been a radio staple for a long time. Then she went over to the station in Philadelphia after she was let go from Hot 97. She came back to New York on WBLS. That's when I started listening more to her on WBLS. So I don't know. I was a radio Wendy person, definitely.
Me too. It was definitely I was at work, radio on, dying. So yeah, everybody listen to her on the radio here. So good luck to her.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that is their week in tech media and social media history, or tech media and social media this week. We will be back again on Monday. And with Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations, TJ will be back on Tuesday talking to us all about social media and marketing. Yes, I was trying to think of digital marketing. And Dr. Tachi, Media Scope, we're back. It's February. She's back.
Yep.
This is going to be good. So please join us again. And if you're not a part of the BizChicks community, we invite you to do so, because we would like to share you to the rest of the world via our different platforms. Everybody needs a cheerleader, a coach, and a community. This is a great community. We don't do a lot of spamming and that type of thing, but if you're interested, you could join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net and sign up there. And then we'd put you over in our community in the circle over there. Because we want to share what it is that you do, because in this community, there's help for one another. We all don't do everything, but we need help. And together, we're better. So that is BizChicks, biz to 33777, or bizchicks.net. Thank you again. And ladies, anybody got any final comments?
No. Have a great weekend.
I just want you to remember to go to the front of your own line. It's okay to be successful, guys, in your businesses. We'll see you Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone listening on Clubhouse, and those of you watching live. We'll see you on the replay. Bye-bye.
Follow one another.